Government. The Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, has met with the National Teachers Union, which is NATU, over allegations of irregularities in the sanitary towels program in KwaZulu-Natal. Last week, members of the union claimed that the provincial government inflated prices of the towels from 20 million rand to 109 million rand. This has apparently led to an oversupply, forcing some schools who don't need them to keep them for long periods. Earlier on the show, as I said, we spoke to Dr. Enoch Nzama. He is head of Education Department, and now we're taking this discussion further with Allen Thompson. He is Deputy President of the National Teachers Union. Allen, good morning to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Good morning, Palisa, and good morning to the viewers.
Thank you so much indeed. I must say it's a pity that you missed my conversation with the head of the Department of Basic Education. But talk to us about these claims.
Yes.
How did you go about finding out about what is happening there?
Well, firstly, we just want to indicate this is a very sensitive matter. It's sensitive to an extent that we know that it involves those that might not have the sanitary towels when they need them. And we don't want to send the wrong message that NATU is opposed on the distribution of the sanitary towels to those learners who are in need of them.
All right, we're going to come there as we know that news breaks all the time. Of course, we did say here on Morning Live that all eyes this morning on the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro as the motion of no confidence against the Mayor Athol Trollip will be tabled. Of course, the EFF leading that particular motion. As you can see, those are live visuals coming out of that meeting. The meeting started at 8 o'clock, so we'll surely keep you updated as to how things unfold. But what you're seeing now is what is currently happening at that meeting. We did see that smaller parties, your ACDP, your Patriotic Alliance, and last night, of course, the AIC coming out to say they will be supporting the Democratic Alliance, I beg your pardon. They'll be voting with the DA to keep Mayor Athol Trollip. So we are yet to see what happens. We were just, keeping you up to date as to how things are unfolding. So that meeting, of course, taking place now. In a short while, I believe, we'll get in touch with our reporter covering that story for us, Iviwa Poti, to hear what is the current situation. Now, back to the matter of sanitary towels.
Yes.
We sent our team, our SABC team, our colleagues in Durban. They actually visited some schools in the province, and indeed, it looks like the reports are true.
Yes.
Sanitary towels are just lying there. They're not being used.
Yes. In fact, those that they've seen are the ones that remain after they've been heavily distributed, after the principals of schools even went to an extent of giving anyone that they could come across with. And for instance, there is a primary school that starts from grade R to grade 3. That primary school was given thousands and thousands of boxes, and they've got 6 classes for grade R, they've got 7 classes for grade 1. In fact, the principal indicated that she's very certain, except that only 2 or 3 of the learners approached the life orientation educator requesting for assistance because they couldn't understand. But we are saying we need so many things then that the department can spend over 100 million when they've budgeted only for 20 million.
Well, we have the HOD here who said, listen, indeed, the initial budgeted amount was 20 million, but over time, the 100 million had always been set aside for this project. Do you have proof as NATU that the initial budgeted amount was 20 million?
That is why we have written to the Minister of Basic Education, and last night we had a very long meeting until 11 o'clock at night discussing about this matter, and we have received a commitment from the Minister of Basic Education that she is indeed going to intervene. She is going to do an investigation. She's going to involve people from National Treasury, people from the DPSA. But we are saying we want a forensic investigation. We are saying this is not the only issue. We've got learners that have been without a teacher since the beginning of the year, simply because the department refused principals of schools an opportunity to employ teachers. We've got schools that have never received the money to buy stationery and textbooks, but they have guts of buying sanitary towels for so-called those who are in need of them when they've not done the assessment of the need. In fact, we've got even the calls from the parents. There's a one that wrote a letter to a school to say, how can you give my child, my grade R child, a box of sanitary towels?
Exactly.
You are forcing me now to start a sensitive issue of sex education. Another parent said, this is the only space that gives me a chance to sit down with my daughter and talk to my daughter. So I don't need your help, more especially because there is no SABC SABS indication that these sanitary towels are approved by SABS. We raised that issue to the minister, that do you have even a certificate to say, really, these are the safe to be used? That is why they said they will come in and they will do the investigation. We've got teachers that have never been paid for the last 8 months. We've got those that have served the department until the end of the year, but they were terminated unlawfully, and the department refused to employ their replacement. We've got some who have on the maternity leave since November, beginning of the year. Principals were not allowed to do a replacement of those. There is crisis. Hence, so again, we are calling for Section 100 to be imposed on the province of KwaZulu-Natal, because this is just, it's an obvious issue that we wanted to put on the table. The province
coming out saying they're not aware of the allegations, but they'll do the investigations. But are you hopeful, after your meeting last night with the minister, that things will turn around?
We are very hopeful. What we are scared of now is that the MSA has already called the districts and said to them, those that got extra sanitary towels, they must sort of alert them.
But you're also saying there were non-qualifying schools who received these sanitary towels.
Yes. Now, the fear that you are having is that there is no school that was undersupplied. Like in the case of textbooks, where you'll order 1,000 and get 100, and the supplier will claim that, no, it did not say 0. In this case, people were oversupplied, as if even the boys were considered in the statistics, which is very shocking. So this is what we are saying. We are saying as NATU, we want a proper forensic investigation.
So do you believe there's something fishy happening here in the procurement processes?
We are convinced. We are convinced. We are thinking that even the money for the LTSMs, because other schools were not given money, it has been used for other purposes.
All right, time constraints. We'll leave it at that, Allen. Thank you so much for coming through. We'll be keeping a very close eye on this issue as it unfolds.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to Allen Thompson. Of course, he's the Deputy President of the National Teachers Union, talking to us about that sanitary towel issues in the KwaZulu-Natal province. We're taking a quick ad break here on Morning Live. When we come back, I'll give you some sports news.